Revelio.
What's that lock? Level 3. I think the rest are level 3. Alright, time to move on. I think. Yeah, it's time to move on. Alright. Let's see, next quest. Not that one. Sweeping the competition, no. Here we go, friend indeed. Friend indeed. Sirona, the proprietress of the 3 Broomsticks in Hogsmeade, sent me an owl requesting I meet with her. And my earliest convenience, I should find out what she needs. Says that she sent me one, I don't see her owl here. I'll be. Oh, her. Hello, friend. I wonder if you might stop by the Broomsticks when you can. I would like your help with something. Okay.
Revelio.
Should sell stuff.
An honest day's work.
You're back! Nice to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Glad you came.
Hello, Sirona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgog?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I've actually met Mrs. Sprottle. I recently spoke with her about her friend Claire Beaumont.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. Ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
I just fast travel there at this point. Oops.
Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Mrs. Sprottle. What's this? Dug bug warning. Warning, dug bug sighting. Be careful. Really?
Revelio!
So informative. Amazing.
I remember you. Your generosity helped me afford this barbaric
I wind up.
Very sad, isn't it? You are most kind.
Thank you for all that you've done for us.
That's cool.
Aloha,
Lock this
Mora.
bad boy. Let's see. Oh. Nice.
Revelio.
There we are. Ruins, eh? Golden snitch scarf.
Aloha, Mora.
And once you learn level 2, level 1 locks should just automatically open. Hey.
Revelio.
Oh yeah. Does that mean that? Ooh, so this place is finished. Nice. Hell yeah. Alright. Still some pages missing. Collection chests. 2 pages, 2 chests, 1 Merlin trial. Yeah, the dragon's flying on the map. 1 astronomy table and 3 infamous foes.
Revelio.
What's that? Oh, it's just... There's a chest up here? Oh, it's open already.
Revelio.
Boom, baby.
Revelio.
Alright. Let's go to this
Wonder who
lady.
lives here.
Right.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
What? What do you mean?
Nice to see you again, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aiden used to collect hawk lumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawk lumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
I have more than enough. Here you go.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aiden died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like 2 bowtruckles in a branch. Aiden took ill when he was collecting hawk lumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern.
Cool.
The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather hawk clumps and collect the box of letters there.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk lumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
You want more of them?
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned. Accio! Divorso! Levioso! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Accio!
I'll get that goblin arm back. Hopefully by rummaging your corpse. You're the
Confringo! Accio!
Just how many witches and wizards have you?
Expelliarmus! Levioso! Confringo! Accio!
Woo. Beautiful.
Revelio!
That's sick. Hawk lump juice. I feel like I've been in your area. Nope. Nice. Perfect. Perfect time.
To Mrs. Sprottle, but I still need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. That's all the hawk lumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Compulso! Revelio!
Whoa. Is there a cave-in happening? What's going on? Oh god.
Lumos! Confringo!
Nice.
Revelio! Confringo!
Hang on. If I fall here, I die. So I gotta go down this way.
Revelio!
What's that? That, grab that, grab that, grab that, grab that. Natural terrain.
Revelio!
Let's see what else we got here.
Either I'll have to fight that troll.
Oh, damn!
Confringo!
Well done.
Confringo! Expelliarmus!
Ow.
Accio!
Ow.
Levioso! Potato! Potato! Accio! Confringo! Accio! Accio! Confringo! Glacis! Defender! Incendio! Wingardium Leviosa! Glacis! Defender! Incendio! Wingardium Leviosa! Incendio! Protego! Glacis! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Accio! Leviosa! Potato! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Accio! Leviosa! Confringo! Revelio!
That was pretty cool. Sirona's box of letters. There are so many Horcrux. Dear Sirona, when I arrived here, I had a troubling sense that in many ways I wasn't like the other first years. I confess I worried that Hogwarts might not have been the proper place for me, and pondered sending an owl to my parents asking them to fetch me almost before the first week of classes had ended. How did you know? I presume you're not secretly a legilimens, but I wonder that you seem to know my thoughts better than I did myself. That day in the Three Broomsticks, when you spotted me huddled in a corner, staring blankly at an untouched butterbeer and an empty bit of parchment, my quill dripping ink woefully onto the floor, and you came to sit with me, well, I shall never forget it. I recall a sudden sense of relief, as if someone had cast a levitation charm on me, when you told me about how nervous you'd been to come to Hogwarts. I looked at you, and it seemed beyond my imagination to think of you as anything but the confident, contented witch sitting before me. In the days that followed, I marveled at how you charmed, in the non-magical sense, I mean everyone around you, without an apology. Embracing who you were and who they were, it was as though a candle had flickered on for me. I realized that I could choose that path as well. Now that my school years are ending, the frightened first year which I had been seems worlds away. And I know it's because of you. You saw yourself in that despairing creature in the corner of the pub, and so generously extended yourself to her. Yours sincerely, Mirabelle. P.S. Please tell Mrs. Sprottle that I will still plan on visiting her and Mr. Sprottle whenever I can, for their delightful conversation, and I am unashamed to admit her incomparable cauldron cakes. Dear Sirona, I conjured this wee gift for you as a token of my gratitude. If you hadn't stood your ground on my behalf during Quidditch practice last week, I might have left the team altogether, and now we've won the Quidditch Cup. Ravenclaw House would not be the same without you. Yours sincerely, Sean. My dear Sirona, I've sent a note separately to dear Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle for their hospitality, but felt the need to put quill to parchment with my thanks to you as well. What a lovely respite from the castle. I won't soon forget how we giggled about that ridiculous gnome. Did he truly believe that he was singing? And Mrs. Sprottle's steak and kidney pie was simply glorious. I shall be dreaming of it for days. I so appreciate you including me. I fear I must warn you, however, that this does not mean I will go easy on you in next week's match. You know that Ravenclaw is no match at all for Slytherin this year. Most gratefully yours, Philomena.
This must be Sirona's box of letters.
Revelio.
Is that the way out? Dear Sirona, happy birthday, my darling friend. I sneaked into the kitchens and asked Finky to make your favorite cream crowdy. What the hell's with these words? She was delighted to oblige. Not sure where she got raspberries at this time of year. Genius, that Finky. Best.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back.
Dear Mrs. Sprottle, Mother and Father were delighted to hear that you and I had spent the afternoon at Glad Rags last Saturday. Truth be told, I think my mother was ever so slightly envious. I shan't soon forget how heartily we laughed at my efforts to lace the bodies of my new dress. A challenge indeed, as is the rather delicate practice of properly situating a hat pin without wounding either my hat or my head. But I adore everything that we selected, and I have you to thank for now, feeling like a marvelously fashionable witch. It was also a treat to dine at the Three Broomsticks without having to clear the tables. I shall own a place like that one day. Mark my words. I consider myself more than lucky that you and Mr. Sprottle agreed to let me stay. I know that my parents feel precisely the same way. Yours gratefully, Sirona.
I think that's everything. Sirona will be glad to have this back.
Not quite everything, hang on.
Depulso. Revelio. Depulso. Revelio.
Okay, that should be everything. Except for... the poor thing is just swimming in the water. Oh my god, you good, rabbit? Can I help him?
Accio.
No. Yeah, alright. Hopefully he's okay.